Okay, so hello and welcome to the fourth vid in the video series of C++ programming language, and in this video we'll be learning about variables, operators, and integer type of variables. So let's get started without wasting much time. Open Dev C++, download from bloodshed.net. I say it every time. Go to File, New, Project. I'm just helping you to you might be thinking why this guy is teaching us to create new projects. Well, it'll just get one in a minute, right? So entering in variable. Sorry for the spellings. Alright. Okay, so you create a new file and you get this much pre-written, so I don't need to explain these all. Okay, so you guys might be thinking like, what are these? If you want to know what these are, you might want to see my previous videos. Okay, so let's get started about variables. Now variables, you hear, yes, it is the same thing as in your 7th grade class you learn about variables. Alright, the teacher would write on the board X. Okay, she would write X, and then X is equal to 1. And now we know that whenever there is X in any of our problems, we know that X is equal to 1. So we need to substitute X for 1. Alright. Similarly in C++ there are variables. Now variables in C++ you can consider them as different boxes. Okay. There are different boxes, and each box contains a different type of variables. You said, like for example, we're talking about integer variables in this one. This one will have character variables, and that way just to keep things organized and minimize the CPU usage. So let's see. Let's create a new variable. Call it integer x. Okay, and x is equal to 1. Alright. This line up here is called declaration, and this line down here is called expression. Now this is the same way of saying that x is equal to 1 and x is an element of integers. Okay, so we say x is an integer and x is equal to 1. Now any other value other than integers will be accepted. Alright, so and yes, you can do declaration and expression on the same line. For example, like this, int x equals 1. So you have done that declaration and expression on the same line. And if you have not declared a variable, and if you use it, you're gonna generate an error. Now let's display it on screen. If you see my previous videos, you know how to display stuff on the screen. Okay, so let's just write x there. And you say x, the variable, it's variable, so it comes without codes, and you have 1 written there. Okay, and if you write, like, let's say that I write y there, and you'll see I'll generate an error. Y is undeclared. So first of all, before using a variable, you need to declare the variable. That's a very important thing. Alright, now the next thing is about this is when you used to write x is equal to 1, okay, and we write y is equal to 2x, and now we know that y is equal to 2, but it won't work the same way in C++. You need to apply operators. So let's see, let me just declare and express it in the same, and I'll show you that it will still work. Okay, so let's see, x equals 1, and I write integer y, I need it, and y is equal to 2x. Alright, this is the same way we're doing here, y equals 2x, and now let me see out y. Now you'll see I'll generate an error, invalid suffix. Now we need to put an operator there. That's a multiplication operator, and you will see 2 on the screen. Let me explain a little bit more about operators. Now operators are of two types, binary and unary operators in C++. Now binary operators are those which take 2 arguments. Like here's the argument, here's the binary operator, and here's another argument. Without 2 arguments this won't work. That's why it is called binary operator. This one here is assignment operator, and you know, all these addition, multiplication, division, and this one here is modulus, which gives you the remainder. Alright, now the unary operators take only one argument, and there is your unary operator. For example, of binary and unary operator, we will let me just okay, a binary operator, 2 is equal to 2. It's binary operator, alright, because we have two arguments. Now if it is unary, if it like 2 equals what? Okay, so you have addition operator, there's 2 plus 2, so you know that it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not gonna get too deep in this because these all take 2 arguments. And the next thing are the unary operators. So like 2 plus plus. Now this is called the increment operator, and this will give you the value of 3. And you see it takes only one argument, that is 2 in here. Okay, and if it was 2 minus minus, it will give you 1. So these are the basic operators, the unary and the binary operators. They're also special operators, but we will not talk about it in this video. Alright, now talking more about variables. Now variables should be descriptive. They should have a good name. Like a variable, if let's take a situation in which you have to create variables of students' ages, and you create X, you create Y, you create Z. Now this won't work. You have to write like the name of the student is John age, John's age, or something like that, like J age, and stuff will do it good, and they are descriptive, and they'll tell you more about the program. And also, important thing to remember is, while declaring the name of the variables, you have to keep certain things in mind. Like a variable could not start with a number. Like 2 variable is illegal. Okay, I'll be using let's say I'll be using parentheses if this is illegal. Okay, and 2 variable is illegal. Okay, and you start with a special character. Variable, this is also illegal. Okay, and you start with, this is my variable, let's say. This will also be illegal because there's a space in between. These are all illegal characters, and you really don't need to use them. Now how to use and how to write name of the variables. If you write like variable 2, this is a legal variable. Okay, and you write variable, this is also a legal variable. If you write my variable using camel casing, camel casing, Google it. You can write my variable, this will work. You can write my variable, this will work. Okay, so these all will work, but no illegal characters should be in there. Alright, so these are all something about the declaration of the names of the variables. Alright, so these were about the variables and the operators. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video, and in the next video we'll be making a calculator using the int variable, and we'll be also learning how to set a value of variable by user input. Okay, so goodbye, and have a good day.